Hi, my name is Alex, and I'm going to be doing my speech on the pro-choice movement. When it comes to women's health, male politicians have continuously felt they have a right to dictate a woman's right to her autonomy. The debate on women's rights to choose has always been a central part of U.S. politics. For more than 40 years since Roe v. Wade, conservative politicians and right-wing voters have attempted to take away a woman's freedom to choose. This topic is very important to me because I have worked in women's health for over 4 years as a medical assistant, and I've seen all aspects of women's health and every circumstance of why a woman would choose to get an abortion. It's never an easy decision to terminate a pregnancy, but it is a necessity to have access to this health service, no matter what the reasoning is. An abortion can be a life-saving procedure. I hope to provide valuable information on this important aspect of women's health and to shed light on why all women should have access to a safe and legal abortion. So how did the pro-choice movement begin? Roe v. Wade was a landmark legal decision in which the U.S. Supreme Court struck down a Texas law banning abortion. This decision legalized abortions nationwide. Prior to Roe v. Wade, the access to safe and legal abortions were limited to women who could afford to travel to countries where the procedure was legal or to pay off a doctor to secretly perform the abortion. And for the majority of women who couldn't afford these options, they would resort to illegal back alley abortions. These abortions were extremely unsafe to women and often resulted in serious complications, including death. Between the 1950s and 60s, the estimated number of illegal abortions in the U.S. ranged from 200,000 to 1.2 million per year, according to the Guttmacher Institute. In 1969, a woman named Norman McCorvey, an impoverished Texas woman in her early 20s, sought to terminate an unwanted pregnancy. She had had 2 prior unwanted pregnancies that she gave up for adoption. McCorvey attempted to undergo an illegal abortion due to the inaccessibility of legal abortions in Texas at the time. When her back alley abortion was unsuccessful, she got in touch with lawyers who were interested in changing anti-abortion laws. And thanks to these lawyers and to the Supreme Court ruling of Roe v. Wade, abortions became legal in the U.S. The anti-choice movement tends to feed misinformation to the public to try and push their rhetoric. Many anti-choice activists claim that abortions are unsafe to the mother. However, this is false information. Not only are abortions safe to women, but there are non-invasive options for terminating a pregnancy. According to the NARAL, more than 1.5 million women in the United States have used mifepristone since 2000, when it was approved by the FDA. This medication is an oral form of terminating an abortion. The rates of adverse events reported to the FDA when using this prescription are not serious and are expected side effects of the treatment. The method is available until the end of the first trimester, which is the 10th week of pregnancy. The other most common method of abortion is dilation and curettage, or DNC. This is typically done either within the first trimester of an abortion or up until the 14th week, the second trimester. A dilation of the cervix is performed, and then the fetal tissue is removed through a curette, which is like a scooping device, and it scrapes along the lining of the uterine wall. And then late-term abortions are rare and are often only performed if the pregnancy becomes life-threatening to the mother. About 1.3% of abortions are done after 21 weeks, when it would be considered late-term. And despite the ruling of Roe v. Wade, the subject of abortion and a woman's right to complete autonomy over her body continues to be attacked by the anti-choice movement. Since 2010, restrictive abortion laws have made the access to safe and legal abortions difficult for women. 13 states have enforced mandatory ultrasounds prior to an abortion. Ultrasounds are not a medical necessity to undergo an abortion, so the only purpose for these laws are to demean the woman and to deter her from terminating their pregnancy upon seeing the fetus. So far in 2019, 9 states have passed bills attempting to limit access to abortions. Many of these bills are trying to ban abortions past 6 weeks perinatal, when a fetal heartbeat can be detected, which is often too early for a pregnancy to even show up on an ultrasound. Conservative politicians are also attempting to shut down Planned Parenthood, which provides healthcare services to approximately 2.4 million people, many of which come from rural, impoverished communities. The reason for this is because Planned Parenthood offers abortions, which only makes up 3% of the health services they provide. The health organization also offers sex education, contraception, and STD screening, which benefits men and women. Shutting down this healthcare organization would be catastrophic to sexual health nationwide. And here is a visual aid that shows what services are covered by Planned Parenthood. And as you can see, abortion services are only 3%, which is very minuscule compared to the other services that they offer. So I hope I have been able to provide valuable information on the medical necessity for abortion access and why abortion should remain safe and legal in the United States. Whether it is due to rape, health risks, or life circumstances, coming to the decision to terminate a pregnancy is never easy. However, taking away a woman's autonomy to her own body does not benefit anyone. Not only is abortion an essential treatment for women's health, but it is necessary to keep this service legal and accessible for all. Too many women have lost their lives to illegal abortions simply because their right to choose was taken away from them.